This is the pre-event press conference for EFC 126 from the World Sports Betting Arena, Johannesburg, South Africa.
All right, welcome fight fans, 126. Around the corner this week, an incredible fight card we've got for you guys. The Flyweight title is up for grabs. Van Rooyen's putting it up for grabs against Gaffin. It's going to be a mad night. We've got Zondi Amachela, a fight that we put on this week, but both were matched for that fight card, and that is going to be quite a big precursor in that division for us. Gift Walker and Sibusisa Sevendle. Great to have Gift back.
There's Gift.
Zika Makangela and Okoso. What a fight that's going to be. And Zane Tanos versus Stefan Boysen. What a fight card for you guys. Let's kick it off for the media.
I want to start with the champ, the White Lion, Willie van Rooyen. Willie, it's another big international opponent, second in a row. Everyone said you weren't going to get it done against Cleberson Salsa. You got knockout of the year and beat an international opponent to take the belt. But now you've got a Moldovan coming out. It's a very interesting parallel, isn't it? Dricus du Plessis taking on Khamzat Chimaev, and you're also taking on a guy from the Caucasus region as well. Do you see parallels between you and Dricus du Plessis, and how much of an inspiration is he going into your title defense as much as he is going into his?
Yeah, no, Dricus is definitely, how can I say, almost like a great leader for us South African fighters. And I'm trying my best to stay in his footsteps, follow the same path he's going to. Yeah, and I also want to, the main goal at the end of the day is to end up in being a UFC champ. But my main focus now is on this belt and keep this belt in the country. So, yeah, if they come from Russian territories or Europe, okay, yeah, the mic's on. Yeah, so yeah, they can come, and yeah, as long as they bring their best, they definitely gonna be find my best efforts in the ring, cage as well.
In terms of your trajectory, Willie, in following in Dricus's footsteps, how important is it for you to be facing another international opponent?
For me, yeah, it is very important. I want to get as much international exposure as possible to build myself as an athlete, fighter, improve my skill levels. So yeah, it's very, very important, and I'm very honored and grateful for Ashley and Graham to organize for me that international fight. So yeah, I'm very, very honored.
Willie, just sticking with you, obviously the flyweight division is one of the most represented on this card. So do you find yourself to be like the leader of this division at this point?
I won't say I'm the leader, but yeah, currently the belt is under my name. So yeah, I'll definitely see myself at the top. But I mean, look at Zondi here and Gaugelo. It's the flyweight division in EFC is such a stacked division. You can't rank. It's a difficult division to rank, actually, if you can put it in that words. Because skill for skill, I think even the EFC fighters will give promotions like UFC, the flyweights in that division. We will give those flyweights a massive run for their money.
Can I just add to that? You know, the funny thing is, if you look at the flyweight division, usually when we have a champion in a division that we run out of contenders and opportunities for, we then bring in internationals, and that hasn't been the case here. We brought an international because we believe Willie is at the top of his game, and the entire division is just so stacked. So we really are spoiled for choice there. We're going to have so many opportunities in the next 2 years to build incredible champions and watch them go off to other promotions, and hopefully we can get Willie into the UFC, which is the main plan.
Sticking with the champion, Willie, this is your second fight with an international coming out of the Brazil card. Tell me about, do you feel any added pressure? Because you've been on a tear since you turned pro, undefeated. So do you feel any sense of pressure going into this fight?
Yeah, the pressure is the same as the previous fight, actually. So yeah, for me, like I said, even in the countdown video, or not in the countdown video, sorry. But yeah, for me, I am not looking at this fight as defending the belt. I'm looking at this fight as if I'm fighting for the belt over again. So, yeah, the pressure is there, but must say I'm handling the pressure much better than the previous fight. So, yeah, and even the fight camp, everything is much, much better than the previous fight. So you're going to see a much better performance than the previous fight as well.
Kickstart off to Ndando. You spoke about in your last fight that you weren't happy with how it went, even though you got the dub. Tell me about what made you unhappy in that fight.
Well, look, I think I could have got, well, I think most of everyone expected me to get the finish there. I could have got the finish, but I think there's a little bit of complacency there, here and there, and maybe I might have underestimated my opponents a little bit, but yeah, that's out the way. We've fixed those problems. I think there was minor tweaks that I had to make myself and my team with alongside Demart. And yeah, I think I'm going to be prepared for an even better fight this time and more maturity in a fight.
Ndando, sticking with you, you did have a very recent change in opponent. So how has that played into your prep for this fight?
Well, look, I mean, I think I was supposed to fight someone who's predominantly a wrestler. Not, with all due respect, he was pretty much one-dimensional. I knew he was going to take me down eventually and have to work my way up. But with Khaukhelo, I think it's more so a bigger threat. He's got knockout power, he's got good stability, good movement. So I think it's someone I have to be more alert and aware of in a fight. So it's a complete contrast to what I was expecting or who I was expecting to fight. But I'm still prepared. Like Graham was saying earlier, we both have been putting up a camp preparing for 7th of August. So yeah, change of opponent or not, I think I'm still going to go in there and do what I'm set out to do.
Similar question to you, Khaukhelo Mochela. Great to have you back. You had a tough year last year, but it's a similar question. The fact you were going to face Vuyo Jula, we know he's got a great ground game. Ntando, we know what to expect from his striking. Did the change of opponent, was it difficult for you? And what were your thought process in accepting the change of opponent with Ntando?
No, the change of opponent for me, it was not difficult because I was already preparing for a fight. So for me, I may be that I'm going to fight for the co-main event. For me, it's an opportunity. So I know after the fight, I'll be on the next level.
You fought Willy van Rooyen last year, and it was a very interesting first round, a kickboxing war. What do you think of his prospects going into the title fight as a former opponent?
From his former opponent, the last fight before this one is going to fight. For me, Willy is a good fighter. I love how he fights. Yeah, for me, I didn't see any problem. I know he always putting his best in his fight. Yeah, so that's how.
Khaukhelo, you are moving up from being the main card curtain raiser to now being in the co-main event at this event. Do you feel like this is your chance to kind of make a statement and maybe even derail Ntando Zondi?
Yeah, I feel that to fight in the co-main event is an opportunity for me to put my name at the top.
Ntando, I just wanted to know then, like, seeing as this might be the most dangerous and most determined version of Khaukhelo Mochela that we've seen at this point, how are you planning on neutralizing him?
Well, I think I've got a smart team behind me. I think we're going to have to see on Thursday, really. I think I'm prepared for whatever happens. I think whatever the opponent, I mean, I just accepted a striker on 6 days' notice over a wrestler. So that shows that I'm prepared for whatever fight comes, whoever brings. I think I'm well prepared. I've got a good coaching staff, I've got a good team, good grapplers, good kickboxers. So whatever comes, man, let's fight.
Awesome. Gift, question for you. Now, you were a flyweight champion here in the EFC, but as of late, you have been finding your groove over at Bantamweight. So is this now your home? Or, with the way that the flyweight division is moving, could you see yourself maybe going back down at some point? Or, yeah.
Honestly, nah. I don't see myself going back to flyweight. So
Goodness,
I was kidding myself, man.
You were the weigh-in's terrible.
Yes, I was dying at 125, man. I was really dying at flyweight. But I've always said it, if I find somebody, like not just a nutritionist, but a proper nutritionist who can come on my team, I will definitely consider going back to flyweight. But right now, that's not even on my radar. I'm enjoying bantamweight. I even said in my last engage, you guys might even see me at featherweights at the end of the year. Like, cutterweight sucks, man. I enjoy eating cake, so I'm going to stay here. I can handle these boys, really. I really don't. I look at even the champions, and they're not much bigger than me, so that's okay. Like, when I get to UFC, I have to worry about the size, but up until then, it's okay, man. It's really okay, so I'm enjoying it here.
Okay, you're talking about enjoying, your run right now at bantamweight, right? So how far off from a title shot do you feel at this point?
Honestly, I feel like there's no clear contenders in our division in bantamweight. It's the one division, or the one that I actually keep eyes on, the EFC, that has no clear contender. Like, if I've been honest, Faiz did a good job at beating. He beat Barros, who I think would have been a good fight. He beat Barros. Barros hasn't been back since. He beat Aziashu. Aziashu also, he went and he had a win over somebody who was super irrelevant. So I don't think there's clear like contenders. And even myself, after I beat Spusiso, I'm not going to call for title shots yet. I'm really not. I feel like there is a fight to make, and that fight is myself versus Tim, and that we can do November or December. And after that, because Aziashu lost his last fight, because of that, myself and Tim, #1 contender in December, the winner gets to fight for his in the new year. I think that's a great direction for the division. And if there is a bantamweight that really does have a problem, we can step up, man. You guys can step up and we can sort it out. I think that's a fair statement.
Did you write Ashley, write that down, eh? It's the way forward. I like it.
Gift, how are you going to do that? I mean, Spusiso is a very tough obstacle for everyone. He took Ntando Zondi 3 rounds in Christmas and beat him. What makes you think you can do something that Ntando Zondi wasn't able to do?
Okay, like, I don't ever defend fighters, man, because I've won fights on short notice, but I've also lost fights on short notice. So I never defend fighters. But one thing I'll say to Zondi's favor, he's a flyweight. So for Spusiso not to finish the flyweight on short notice, that's dodge. Hey, that's a bit dodge. So that's for Spusiso. But for, like, in his credit, he fought a good fight, man. He fought a very good fight. He stayed on the outside. And myself and Zondi are 2 different strikers. We don't strike the same. We do not fight the same. So if he's going to stay on the outside with me, he's going to probably find himself on his back. He's going to need to make it a fight. And that's what I'm hoping for. And we'll see what happens on Thursday, man. We'll see what happens.
Gift, sticking with you, you speak about you guys, you would preferably go with the striking game, but like, if he can find himself on his back. But I mean, in his last fight, we saw him with Timna, and he handled himself on the ground. What do you think about that fight?
Okay, I was going to say something, but I'm just going to be like, honestly, like, we are competitors, and even myself, I think of myself as being a finisher, a killer, and from both of them, I didn't see there was no intention to finish that fight. None of them looked at finishing the fight, and they're calling for title shots, and they calling #1, #2 contender. That was a terrible fight, if we've been honest. And to my defense, my fight was also pretty terrible last time. It was also pretty bad, man. It wasn't a great fight. So that's why I said there is no clear contenders. So yeah, Spusiso and Tim had a great fight, but that's between them two. It's not going to be the same with me. I'm going to finish these guys. I really do feel that. Like, always back yourself, and I do. I back myself.
Questions to the Zulu Warrior. Ntando, I want you to look past this event. Let's say hypothetically that you are victorious on Thursday and that the man sitting next to you is also victorious on Thursday. Would you want to take on Willie van Rooyen, and how would that fight happen?
Well, I mean, of course. I think, why are we here? Why are there rankings? Why is there a champion? I think at the end of the day, he's at the front of the line. He's the leader of the pack. Sorry, boss. Like I said, he's in the front of the line. He's the leader of the pack, and we're all chasing. We can lie to each other, but we're all chasing this gold. So after this win, it's guaranteed. I think I'm going to be first in line. I don't think there's anyone else ahead of me. So yeah, we're going to put it together.
What is your prediction for Thursday night, Ntando?
I think, obviously, complete dominance in any way, shape, or fashion. I think I'm very confident in myself and whatever I bring to the Hex. In any way it goes, stand-up ground, I know I'll be victorious. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very, very interesting fight. It's going to be a high-paced fight, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm prepared for it.
Caugelo, your response?
My response on I don't have anything much to say. I'll say we'll wait till Thursday night, then the result will come out in the cage. That's all I can say.
And Willie, what's your point of view of these two men going to war and potentially facing one of them?
Yeah, like when I found out the news that they are fighting each other, it's like, I must say, I think most probably it's a potential fight of the night. Zondi, skill for skill, and Caugelo, it's basically almost like a perfect matchup. So, yeah, I must say it's going to be a very, very good fight. So I'm actually excited. It's actually bad that the fight's before me, so I'm not going to be able to see the fight. But yeah, it's going to be a heck of a fight.
Graham, question for you. So EFC 126, it feels like it's stacked with like a bunch of rising talent and a lot of matches that could set the tone for the rest of the year. What are some of the matches that you're personally looking forward to and that fight fans should actually tune in to watch?
Bizarrely enough, now that I'm looking at this fight card, this is literally a group of young, hungry athletes. So, I mean, you know, we haven't seen a fight card like this. If you're a fight fan, this is the perfect fight card for you. You know, it's not about the divisions. It's not about getting a title shot and co-maining. It's actually really about great fights. So, I mean, like Willie says, he's gutted he might not be able to watch the fight before him because he'll be warming up. I mean, I can imagine that. I can imagine people sitting down on Thursday night and really getting behind the action of the fight. So this is a prelude to lots of great things to come. If we can stack up a fight card with one division like this, and each one of these fights are the ones you want to watch, and they are going to yield a performance of the night or bonus of the night, that's where you want to be. You want to be in front of the TV watching these fights. And to answer your question, what it means for the rest of the year, I mean, Gift has already given out a little bit of interesting thinking regarding where the division could go, and that's just one possibility of about 3 that we're navigating through. So there's a lot to sit down and work through after Thursday.
Graham, the 2 athletes for my fight of the night aren't here because they couldn't make it. Zico Makangele and Wallace Akoso. What's going on with the welterweight division at the moment? Because that's the fight I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, so Octagon contacted us for footage of Mark Hume a little bit late, but I watched that fight again with Zico and Mark Hume, and Zico looked incredible. I mean, I would not want to fight him, and that's where we struggle with Zico, is we struggle to match him up because he's in that space where he's a former champion, and not a lot of guys want to kind of wet their whistle on him or come in here and have like a 3-round war with him. Thank goodness Gorilla took the fight. And he's the type of guy that shows up and really tries to do as much damage as possible. I also think that could be a potential fight of the night. Welterweight division's looking amazing. We've locked in Zach Badat to fight Peace. I think we're about 90% done on that fight, so we'll be announcing that, the conclusion of that, and hopefully that when that happens. But that's everything to gain. You know, everybody's going to be looking at that fight. And that's what happens in these divisions is if they've got a great champion and a champion who's defending like Zach and great contenders, they want to be in that roster. They want to be in that role. I'm sure the same as like with Zondi. He's looking at it going, where can I be? And Gift, where can I be? And Machela, they're all looking at where can we be in relation to the champion.
Well, whilst you're talking about people who always show up, I want to just divert from this card and just ask you about a good friend of yours who's fighting Khamzat Chimaev to defend his belt, Dricus du Plessis. You know him very, very well for so many years. You were at his last fight. Can you give your breakdown of what you think is going to happen? Because I know also as a matchmaker, we tried to make this card also a Russia versus South Africa thing. A couple of fighters fell through, apart from the main event, but you knew Dricus so well. Can you just give us an idea of what you think is going to happen in our former champion's title defense?
Yeah, so I've actually put a lot of, I don't know why, I just keep, every time he fights, I try and put as much effort into analyzing his fights as possible. And I looked at the Chimaev fight. People rate Chimaev, I don't. I think that, Usman got off the couch to fight him at almost a day's notice and almost beat him in a split decision. And that's not the type of guy that you want to face. Strick is not the type of guy you can get off lightly with. He's had 56 rounds versus Chimaev's 20-odd rounds. He's been a champion 5 times. KSW champion, EFC champion, UFC champion. He's defended titles. He's been a headliner consistently. You know, if you look at just the stats, Chimaev versus Dricus, Chimaev doesn't come even close. He's been out of circulation for so long, and I don't think that he's actually a physical specimen. I think Dricus will physically break him. Dricus is a physical specimen, and he's going to hurt him when they fight. So I think it doesn't go past the third round, in my opinion.
Willie, a question for you. Your opponent's not here. I'd like a message from you to him, but also something on the sort of statement you need to make. This is a fight that's part of your trajectory. What do you need to do, and what are you aiming to do on Thursday night?
So yeah, like a message to my opponent will be just, let's, I hope he's ready, and he's going to be in for a proper fight. I mustn't expect anything less than my best. I am going to use this fight and to basically as a stepping stone for me to go to even higher levels and improve me as an athlete as well. All the best to my opponent.
And Tando, over to you. A similar question. Give us some insight into your goals with this fight, what you need to achieve in order to get where you want to get to. And then what is your message to Khagelo?
Well, I think to start off with the message is just thank you for accepting the fight. I think both of us were pretty much at a loss and such. I don't know how long he found out, but I found out on Tuesday, I think.
It's pretty much the same time.
Yeah, so I think we both helped each other there by accepting the fight, so I really appreciate that, and I look forward to facing him in there. I think he's fought pretty much the who's. He's fought all the champions, actually. He's fought Willie, he's fought Edson, he's fought Terrence, so everyone he's fought the who's who in the division. So he shows he belongs, and it's probably my toughest test, so I just have to be very smart in there, execute my game plan from start to finish as clean as can be, and get ready for the next thing. That's Graham, Ashley, whatever you guys have for me, I'm ready.
Khagelo, do you want to answer that? Because I think a win over Ntando Zondi would be an amazing thing for your career. This is a great opportunity for you, isn't it?
Yes, for me it's a great opportunity, so I'm very happy for it.
Khagelo is one of those sleeper fighters, you know. We put him on a fight card and we always get the best out of him. You know, you never know what you're going to get. And he just throws hands, he gets busy, he's a very physical fighter, and he can make things very ugly for you on the night, which is what's going to happen on Thursday. I think it's going to be a great fight between the two guys.
So Graham, for you, this card was originally envisaged as an Africa versus Russia, which has changed. And suddenly it's become an affair of the flyweights. How do you see the division and the organization post this event? What has this card become in your mind?
The nice thing about it, and to be brutally honest, it doesn't, it's just one of those cards afterwards we can work out what's going to happen. Usually you're trying to plan things before the fights have happened, and he fights him, what are we going to do with him? Because there are so many studs on this fight card and so many opportunities afterwards, we're going to have like a real good problem, which is who fights who for the next #1 contender fight. I can't wait to sit down after this card and work that out with Ashley. So for me, it's a real just fan favorite. We've got a great title fight. Willie has not, I mean, to put it in perspective, I've sat next to Ashley on numerous fights with Willie and just been in awe at his fight IQ and I said to Ashley, where did this kid come from? You know, out of nowhere, he's managed to put on incredible performances and he just looks like he was born in it, like he's meant to fight. And I think that's testament to the thousands of kickboxing fights he's had. You know, that type of world is just, he looks like he just belongs there. So, you know, that's what you're going to get out of him against an international opponent who is as hungry. I mean, talking to his manager, they're talking about long-term defenses and we're here to stay. So I think out of Giffen, you're going to get a huge fight, and that's what we want. So just excited overall for the fact that we have so much talent on this fight card, and it's going to be a great fight night.
My last question's for Gift. Actually, Gift, I know you're always looking for the finish. Your last 2 fights were 2 decisions, 1 win, 1 loss. Sibusiso's not the kind of guy that you want to try and get a decision against, is it? You're going to try and look for the finish. Have you got any kind of message you want to say to him? I know you're not very happy with the question, but I mean, you know.
Yeah, man, you know, like that does kill me, man. My whole life, if I can be honest with you, I've had about, if I can, quick math, it's about 35 amateur pro fights. And I've only gone to decision 5 times. In 35, look, let that sink in. It kills me to go to decision. It absolutely kills me. Even if I lose, I'd rather lose on my shield. I'd rather go out on my shield. Like, decisions kill me. So yes, I am looking for the finish, but I will not let that, I can say, I won't let it disrupt me. I realize I am a professional athlete, and sometimes time does just run out, and it does happen like that. And I won't hunt the finish. That's not what I'm hunting. I'm hunting the win, but I will not hunt the finish. But when the finish does come, because it is going to come this fight, when the finish does come, I will celebrate. I'll jump on the cage as usual, and it'll be business as usual for me. It'll be business as usual.
All right. Before we conclude, Gift, what's your skincare regime, bud? You probably look about 10 years younger than the last time I saw you.
I got a shave today.
Oh,
I just got a shave. Okay. Yeah, I just got a shave.
Looks like he just left school. He is a fighter. He's of age, I promise you guys. That concludes the pre-event press conference for EFC 126. We are going to have one face-off, which is great. I'm sorry your opponent isn't here. Gift, but at least we're going to get Kagela Machela and Tandazoni to have an awesome face-off. Let's do it.
It's all for YouTube.
Well, let's get this flyweight face-off now and ask out our fighters in the 125-pound division. 2 fantastic contenders. Ntando, the Zulu Warrior Zondi, and Kagela, Mikey Moichela. Your co-main event, ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday at the EFC Institute World Sports Betting Arena. Do not miss this one, folks.
In the world of mixed martial arts, the global landscape is shifting. Now, at the forefront of it all, Africa takes on Europe's elite. In the city of Chicago, the continent's king is set to defend the globe's greatest title. against a Chechnyan prince. But first, in the metropolis of Johannesburg, the White Lion faces the Moldovan Samurai, Anatoly Gaffin. On August 7, in the continent's fight capital, Willy van Rooyen follows in his hometown hero's footsteps and defends his EFC Flyweight title, a crown that is a passport to the world. EFC 126, Van Rooyen versus Gaffin for the EFC Flyweight title. Live from the World Sports Betting Arena in Johannesburg, South Africa. Watch it live on EFCWorldwide.tv.